So Gannon Stauch's stepmother issued the following statement. First and foremost, I would like to thank all agencies, volunteers, and community members who are working diligently and praying endlessly to bring Gannon home safe. Thank you to my husband, who has stayed strong enough through this and protected our family to the best of his ability, and our immediate and extended family members throughout the East Coast. To Gannon, please come home soon, because your daddy is waiting to watch the new Sonic movie that comes out this week, and the cool shirt I got you to wear to the theater is in your closet. Social media has been devastating, from the harsh comments, speculations, threats, cyberbullying, etc. It has been a challenge when people are trying to run you off the road, waiting outside your hotel, threatening to kill you, etc. I encourage the sheriff's office to take down those pages that promote negative behavior and violence. Let's do what Gannon would do: be kind to one another. We have all engaged in some crazy online at some point, but Gannon would want everyone to get along and to focus on finding him. I know that many people have kids and are invested in this because it hits close to home for them. I would like to think that overall, most people are genuine and want to do everything in their power to find G. With that being said, please take a step back for a moment and let me explain to you a few details that were not released. For example, just like the video that was leaked, there are additional details that were hidden due to 1. The department doing its job, 2. The effects of social media and how some individuals would criticize or hinder the investigation. I chose to listen. I didn't leak videos or information. Seriously? Come on, really? Yes, you did. But at this time, it's getting later in the process, and we just want Gannon home. I feel the need to fill in some gaps. Now let me stress that police have known this since the first interview. Saturday night, G was helping me unload in the garage and cut his foot because there are a lot of tools, because Albert does woodworking. Okay, so he cut his foot, and it's your husband's fault, right? Okay. And is it possibly because people have stated that somehow they found out there was blood on the rug? Let's continue. Saturday night, he was helping her unload in the garage, and he cut his foot. Okay, we know where this is leading. He sat on the edge of the car, and we bandaged it up. He was good to go. He always loves helping his dad in the garage build things like his Lego tables and the flower pot they built for me as a gift. After this, I noticed G kept going to the side of the house. He told me he was checking to see if the gate was locked, because he was the only one with a gate key. Seriously? He was the only one? It made him proud to be a man of the house while Albert was away. Fast forward, we did a hike on Sunday, cleared, in parentheses, and shopping on Monday, cleared as well, for him getting out of the other side. Please don't think for a second that there isn't a chance of technology to determine shadows and movement around the truck. There was also proof from my phone that we had taken a selfie in the truck in our driveway that was time-stamped. We always send pictures to Albert when we're out and about or when he is away. That can be scanned for actual time verification. Last, from day one, the sheriff's office has known a description of the person/friend whom Gannon left with. So now she's insinuating that Gannon left with someone other than herself. I explained to them and provided evidence. They had information about G having the key to go outside the gate. Last, they have more in-depth details that go along with this, pointing to who sent the person or why he may have come. Okay, so let's get this straight. Now somebody else came to get Gannon, and it's not on anyone's surveillance in the neighborhood, and everybody I read has Ring doorbell cameras and security systems. Okay, again I repeat, they have had this initially, and I was asked to keep quiet about it so they could have their best shot at doing their job and bringing G home. The last thing they needed was a hindrance to their investigation. I encourage you to think of any suspicious cars that may have been in the area watching a few days prior, and keep praying for G. Tisha Stauch. Okay, so this came out in People magazine, and it's a follow-up, and the police are responding to what Gannon Stauch's stepmother, Letitia Stauch, statement. So 16 days after 11-year-old Gannon Stauch went missing from his home in Colorado Springs, his stepmother, who first reported him missing as a runaway, offered an explanation of Gannon's whereabouts prior to his disappearance. In a new statement released Tuesday, Gannon's stepmother, Tisha Stauch, appeared to imply that the boy may have been abducted. She said, quote, "I encourage you to think of any suspicious cars that may have been in the area watching a few days prior and keep praying for G," end quote, she said in the statement. However, in response to her statement, El Paso County Sheriff's Office says authorities currently have no reason to believe the boy was kidnapped. Quote, "Right now, there is no threat to the community as far as this case goes," end quote. "We don't have those specifics to put out there yet, and we haven't done so. There's reasons for that, and we just can't go into those details. We are really trying to also ensure that the community knows if there was a threat of some sort of public safety statement, if there was an abduction of some sort, if that information was revealed to us, we would absolutely put that out. The sheriff wants to keep the focus on the investigation and trying to find Gannon. We really want to stay on track and stay focused, and I understand the community's concern with the lack of information being provided, but we hope that the community can trust that we're doing that because we're trying to ensure there's no potential of it being jeopardized." On Monday, January 27th, Gannon stayed home from Grand Mountain School. Stauch told police he left the family's home between 3 and 4 p.m. to walk to a friend's house. When he didn't come home, Tisha said she called the sheriff and reported him as a runaway. Gannon's father, Albert, an active-duty Army National Guardsman, flew home the following day from Oklahoma, where he had been training. Gannon's biological mother, Landon Hyatt, who lives in South Carolina, arrived soon afterward. 3 days later, El Paso County Sheriff's Office upgraded the search status from runaway to an endangered missing child. Stauch also offered a timeline of Gannon's activities prior to his disappearance. She told Fox 31 that he had cut his foot on Saturday, 2 days before his disappearance, and she had noticed him going to the side of the house. Quote, "He told me he was checking to see if the gate was locked because he was the only one with a gate key. It made him proud to be man of the house while Albert was away," end quote. On Monday, the day of Gannon's disappearance, Stauch said she and Gannon had gone shopping. A neighbor said he gave police video of Gannon leaving with her that morning and her returning at 2:19 p.m. without Gannon. In her statement, she alleged Gannon had in fact returned home with her. "Please don't think for a second that there isn't enough of technology to determine shadows and movement around the truck." She also claimed to be a victim of cyberbullying and threats. saying someone had tried to run her off the road in the days since Gannon's disappearance. It's been a challenge when people are trying to run you off the road, waiting outside your hotel, threatening to kill you, etc., she said. And so the sheriff advises anyone who's been threatened should report the incident to the police. Quote, in any case, if there's anybody that's threatening any person, they need to contact law enforcement, wherever they're at. They need to contact that agency and report those threats and harassment or whatever else they might be exposed to because it's a crime. End quote. In her statement, Stauch also thanked the many individuals helping to look for her stepson as she begged him to come home. Quote, to Gannon, please come home soon because your daddy is waiting to watch the new Sonic movie that comes out this week, and the cool shirt I got you to wear to the theater is in your closet. End quote.